Greetings and welcome to EAB Navigate is for everyone. I am going to show you how to set up an advising appointment campaign, which is a favorite of mine. It saves me a lot of time. What I used to do before I created appointment campaigns is I used to send an email to all of my advisees to ask them to give me their top 3 appointment choices. This is when I'm available. And then I went back and forth with students doing this dance of scheduling appointments. It just became overwhelming. I have 75 advisees. So if you have anything like me, that became overwhelming. So what I do is I just, from my homepage, the WSSU homepage, I log into EAB Navigate. It takes me right to the staff home. Now, the first thing that I want to do is I want to sync my calendar, my Outlook calendar, just because for ease, it makes it a lot easier in navigating my appointments and EAB with my calendar, my professional calendar. So you click on the little calendar on the left here, and then you go to settings and sync on the right side. And there, see, I'm already synced, but here you have the option to sync. It will say something like your institution prefers that you sync Microsoft Office 365, and you just click that, and it should be a seamless, very easy process. If it's not, then you want to notify, get some IT support with that. So my calendar is already synced, and then what you can see in my calendar is when I go back to the calendar is that my appointments are in here, as well as anything that I put in on the Outlook side is showing up as busy. So these are other appointments that I have. Any appointments that I have that are made in EAB Navigate are in here as advising. So you can see here that I have, these are all other appointments that I have from the Outlook side, and they're in as busy. My Navigate appointments are in as advising. And then you can see when I click on any, it shows me the specific student, the URL that I put in for my advising appointment. I'm going to copy that, and then just the details. Now to get started, so now that I've done that, now I want to go back to staff home, and I want to set up my availability. But yes, I'm going to set up my availability. So I'm going to put availability in here. I'm going to add a time so that this is now when I am available. Okay, I'm just going to say Monday. 8 to 5 is fine. You can change this. You want to say it's for a range of dates. And then you want to say that it's for a campaign. I'm going to select advising. I'm going to select the location. All of my appointments are going to be virtual. I'm going to select that the purpose is advising. I'm going to put my URL in here, and I'm going to just remind students all advising sessions will be conducted virtually. Okay, and then they'll get more information about that. And I'm going to save that. Notice you get a little link there that says save the availability. Okay, and notice how it has saved right here. Okay, this is very important because now I'm going to go over on the right hand side here under quick links, and I'm going to click appointment campaigns because now I want to start creating an appointment campaign. And it jumped ahead a little bit, but I'm going to click create a new appointment campaign. And then now it's giving you this option to start your campaign. So I'll put a campaign name in there. I'm going to call it Spring 2021 Advising with Dr. Tafari. Okay, the care unit, I'm going to say it's advising. The location, again, virtual. Service, again, no surprises. You want to let no students know what they're coming for. That beginning date, I'm going to begin, let's say I'm going to begin today and I'm going to end tomorrow. Okay, of course you would put the complete time length. 1 appointment per student. I want to make each appointment 45 minutes. Some may be less time, some may be over. I do not want to allow scheduling over courses. What this means is that it will ignore the courses that you have in Banner. If you wanted to go over those, then you can. Then I'm going to hit continue. Okay, now there's my advising campaign. Now notice it says add my assigned students. Do we want to add those? Yes. And then it's going to list all of my assigned students. Now you can select specific students, or you can click that box and select all of them and then hit continue. And then now, and this is why you had to put your availability in first, because now it's asking you, okay, who is the advisor that these students are going to be meeting with? You want to select yourself, of course, okay, or else you're going to set somebody else up. So there is my campaign. I'm going to hit continue. And then this is the sample message that it gives you. It actually tells you you don't have to write anything in here. Now, I usually change a few things. I like to say greetings instead of hello, right? Because that's just a Dr. Tafari thing. And then I'll add something like, I am so excited. It's advising time. So you can add some things here, or you do not have to add anything at all. You see, it already gives you a sample, kind of a stock message here. And then it tells you exactly. And then I add here, I look forward to meeting with you this semester. Right? And again, that's just, I like to add my personal touch. But here is the sample, the preview email down at the bottom. You notice that it fills in each of your advisee's name, and then it has all of the little things that I added to it, right? And then you can add your name, right, as well. And then you hit continue. And now it's asking you to confirm and to send it out, okay? So again, it's asking you to confirm those details. And each one of your students, now I am not going to send this because then my 75 advisees will get this practice, but I want to show you quickly what you do get when you send. So we are in my email, and you can see that what happens is that email goes out to all of those students, the one that was previewed in EAB Navigate. And what happens is students read that email, they click, they're actually taken to my calendar, they schedule their appointment, and then as soon as they schedule their appointment, I receive an appointment notification. And this is what the email looks like. It says this appointment has been scheduled. It tells me, you notice that it says who it's coming from. It tells me when the appointment is and the details of that appointment. These are those details that I added in that other box. And then who the student is, where the meeting will be, and any comments that the student types in. Sometimes the student says, I really need to talk with you about my classes this semester, or whatever. And then there's other information, right? You can contact Dr. Virgil or Dr. Crawford Crooks if you have any questions, okay? Directly Dr. Virgil if you have EAB questions. So this email comes to me, and then guess what? On October 22nd at like 6 in the morning, I will get a reminder email about all of my appointments for that day. And remember, it will also be in so I'm going to go back here. It will also be posted in my calendar. Remember that calendar. So any appointments that students make will show up in my calendar. So you can see October 22nd. I can go and I can click over and I can see any appointments that I have just by holding the cursor over it. This busy means that I have an appointment that is scheduled in my Outlook that's not an EAB Navigate appointment. But you can see how they all come in here and the students are in here. Students utilize it. One of the other things that I love is that I'm able to check in on my appointment campaigns. You can look at your upcoming appointments and just see kind of at a glance without looking at the calendar form. You can check on the information on your appointment campaigns. So for instance, you can see I currently have a campaign going for spring and summer advising. I can see that 64% of my advisees have already made appointments, and I can track that each semester, and that helps me when I'm putting together my faculty record, and I can show that I'm using EAB Navigate and how many students are actually making appointments. You can add appointments manually. Sometimes for some reasons, if I have a student who is new and may not be listed, I can go in, click add a calendar event, and I can add an appointment, and it will fill in there. You just follow all of these little prompts here, and it will fill in so that that student is recorded as advising appointment. Okay, so I hope this has been helpful. Please feel free, play with EAB Navigate. One of the things that Dr. Virgil kept telling me when I first got trained, we said you cannot break it. So practice. My first campaign wasn't the greatest, but I practiced it. I tried again. I asked questions, and you'll be successful. And I cannot tell you how much time and energy this has saved me. It takes me 10 minutes to create my appointment campaign. It probably didn't even take me that much, actually. I send it out, and then my students have the convenience of scheduling their appointments at their convenience. They can schedule their appointments. They get an email reminder. They can also sign up to get a text message reminder. That's up to them. And it just makes scheduling advising appointments so much easier for someone like me, who's a faculty member, who's not versed in the advising model. But this makes it so much easier for me. So I hope that this was helpful. Peace and blessings.